Well, the one I wanted to get had a bigger weight. What are you doing, Rob?
Are we live yet? I guess that we're live.
Howdy, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
No, Josh, don't worry. They didn't hear the Lilliputian joke.
All right.
I'm curious what this sounds like. Oh, I haven't heard that sound on an American beer in like so long.
So, is that your taster?
Yeah.
The OMB? You're doing the OMB for your taster, not our podcast? Or it's the taster,
getting
not...
covered. I just want to make sure the varieties get out there. So yeah, I'm having Munzler's Vienna Lager. I'm not going to steal all the juice about OMB because my man over here has plenty to say about these guys. I just want to enjoy it while I can.
None of it good.
I don't know what that means.
Hey, guys.
What are you drinking now, Rob?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of What Are You Drinking Now? I'm having the Original Sin Black Widow cider. Another cider. Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
Josh?
I'm drinking the Original Sin Brighter Times cider.
Another cider. Go figure.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of cider junkies up in here.
We're the cider boys. No, wait. That's another cider.
Yeah, we can't. Are we crossing brands?
No, yeah, we're actually the
Don't
cider
get brand
guys.
confusion going 2 weeks in a row.
Cider guys, we're a little bit older than boys.
Yeah, the cider guys. Cider boys are like the lost boys of beer world because like.
So we are live.
You working on something over there?
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're live. Hey,
audio editing.
Jeff's watching us already. How's that mead there you're drinking there? I know you're drinking some Vikings blood.
Odin Skull or Vikings blood. What are you on?
So yeah, you're drinking the OMB Munzler's.
It's good.
Vienna Lager.
It's crisp. It's everything you want from a Vienna Lager.
Standard Vienna. I would expect nothing less from OMB.
I had a quality belch factor right up. It was either that or my flatbread pizza.
Mike Fields is joining us as well.
Mike, great to have you, buddy.
So
and don't forget to chime in with what you're drinking now too. Everybody wants to know.
So what do we got beer wise for the tastings tonight?
So we've got OMB.
Yay!
That sounds like a great follow up.
And then we've got.
Looks like Jeff's drinking the Odin Skull tonight.
Yeah, I called it.
And then we have a rosé.
So why don't you start us off with some? I didn't see what the can was. What was the can?
Can Super Duper Friends.
Oh, okay.
It's got like a picture of us on it, right?
I think both of those are lighter than the rosé, so we can start with beers.
Anna made the comment.
Ooh,
looking
Rob,
at that.
I like this tag over here. It's making a statement.
When I drank this can the other day, though, Anna's like, "Why do they all look like you on the can?"
Well, clearly they have some facial hair, so it could
Mike
be
from the. I want to remind everybody, Mike Fields from Retro Meadery.
Yeah, that was a good time. I'm really looking forward to seeing more. I also did see, I think, a written news article or even some
Sherry Tricia
media. I think they were doing an interview with some local press. It was good to see them. I was like, hey, those are the guys who were just at the shop.
And Mike's drinking a Voodoo Ranger tonight.
Oh, cool. Man, those got me in trouble.
Which I will say, if anyone here hasn't heard of Retro Meadery, like, serious shout out to those guys. They're awesome.
Get ready to open a Bergal. Right? Bergal is correct?
Bergal? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
up in B-Town. I think that's going to be...
Why do you call it Bergal?
Get it?
Like,
Bergal.
Bergal. Like a
Bergal!
It's all... Hey, listen, it's all the buzz.
Sorry, Bergal. I didn't mean to... That just happened.
About me.
No, it's Bergal.
Are you guys, though... There's a honey scene going on there beyond just the meat. There's a foundation
so, by the way, Mike, while we've got your attention, a friend of ours gave us a sample of some of his homemade honey. When you guys get up and running...
Did we tell Matt about that?
I did tell Matt about it.
Okay.
And if he leaves it tonight, we're trying it again. It's got he makes it with some Idaho honey that was really good.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. That was a little...
but I just told him to talk to you about hints and tips on how to improve his honey. And then he might hit you up for a job. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think the whole, like, craft brew, homebrew, the link is fundamental. Like, one of our favorites, we talk about Sierra Nevada all the time, literally began, like, in dude's, like, second bath.
Chris was asking me, like, probably, I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was like, how do I make my mead better? It's like, well, do you have any cleaning stuff? It's like, I normally just wash it out. It's like, well, here, and then like I passed on my container of Star Sand.
Star
to him.
Sand. Yeah, that's a
So
great
it's
gift.
like it's like a passing of the proverbial torch, you know.
Yeah, you get some Star Sand, a hydrometer. You know, you like dedicate a dishwasher. Now we're getting somewhere.
So we're gonna start with copper tonight. Is that what we're looking like?
Yeah. So we just got OMB in, which is Old Mecklenburg Brewery. These guys are very close to my heart from living in Charlotte for a while.
They held out as long as they could.
They were one of the vanguards for the whole self-distribution movement. But they just hit a point where if they were going to keep making any kind of profit, they had to cave in and do this.
Just like Noda and a couple of the others, the local distributors. Are
So I
picking up.
imagine they were also part of the suit that was going on.
Yeah. I mean, they were pushing for legislative changes and everything, and they got the cap raised a little bit. But at some point, you just gotta get your beer out, so you can't make money if you're not selling product.
Yep.
Also, gotta say, super excited to see them down here. These bottle caps are really cool because it's like a little pull tab thing.
Yeah, it's a pull tab on a bottle.
Yeah.
So you don't need
This is so cool.
you don't need a bottle opener.
Really cool.
It's not a twist off.
Yeah, and it's also very soft. Like I've often heard this that on-capping a beer is one of the most violent things you do to your beer, like during its life. This just opens up so soft.
This is so cool, OMB. If you're watching this in hindsight, like seriously cool.
Pull tabs.
I can remember we had this is one of my memories of Hurricane Florence because the week before Hurricane Florence was a big food show in the North Carolina Restaurant Association food show in Charlotte. And OMB happened to have a booth there, and they had set up, and I did a double take on the when I went past the booth, and I was like, oh my God. I did a double take.
Why isn't it working?
I can't read.
I did a double take when I went past the booth, and I stepped back, and I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to be coming to you guys tonight. And they're like, cool, I'm not going to be there. I'm like, oh, cool, well, tell me about your beer then. Because everybody told me I had to stop by OMB while I was in town. And kind of actually got a good little relationship going, a little rapport going with him. And then he called from the food show and had 3 cases reserved for me so I could bring them back to here.
OMB, they have a really cool spot on the south end of Charlotte.
Yeah. And we were only like a block and a half away from them. I didn't realize how close we were before.
These guys have been making beer for a long time in the Charlotte scene. This personally, I am going into this tasting very biased. This is in my top 3 beers I've ever had of all time.
So the reason
I met
this is
you were like, have you had OMB before?
Copper
I
is
don't know
like
what you're
my
talking
jam.
about.
the reason this is a Florence memory is because, like I said, that was a week before. So for Florence, Josh and his father and I drank the entire stock of OMB we had because I filled up a cooler, and I think the last 2 we had, the last 2 we had were warm, but they were still good.
Yeah, drinking warm beers, watching the lake drain out.
I want to know
memories right there.
why I was swimming in my driveway and you guys couldn't even call me for an old Mac.
You know, there's only so many old mechs to go around.
I just had to bust a little chops on that. I'm glad you came around and called me anyways.
My phone was dead and the power was out.
Valid excuse. He finally did drive over and he's like, I just wanted to check. Your power's out and your phone's dead too?
Are
Oh,
you
that
alive?
sucks.
Oh, so wait a minute. So your phone was dead? Oh, we did call.
Yeah, there we go. I knew he was going to do it.
We called several times actually.
This is a cool style of beer though.
Tell us about this, Josh.
Yeah, alt beer means old beer, so it's like beer that sits in a cave for a bit, from my memory. It's only made in a couple of regions of Germany. It's not super common. Very malty.
I'm guessing the regions that have caves.
Yeah.
Look, geology's my thing, Rob.
Yeah, you picked up on that. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. It's probably hilly and mountainous.
There's caves in there.
At least hilly.
Yes.
Yeah, good call, Nick.
Right on the nose is just malt.
Oh man,
And I like the name because I mean the name is the color of the beer. It really is just a really
This
pretty
is good.
copper color.
People have been asking about amber ales, red ales, a few things, and I don't mean like Dutch red ales or like Belgian reds and stuff like that. Like I'm talking like closer to like
Killian type red ale.
people think that's like a nice Irish red. That's such a Killian. I don't
Yeah.
even count Killian's
No,
as
'cause
beer,
that's
and I don't even
American.
think the people at Coors would argue with me.
Yeah.
You don't even see that stuff for sale anymore. But what I could tell you is that there is the appetite for amber malts, copper malts out there, and I think people are ready. Old Meck is definitely delivering on their malt bill here. I didn't want to brag about it with the lager and get out in front, but like these two next to each other is match made in heaven. Like.
Oh yeah, and they're all brewed according to Reinheitsgebot traditions. I mean, Old Meck specifically makes German style beer.
And their brewery and facility, it's all German style. I mean, from the architecture, the flying buttresses over the doorways into the you can look into the brewery.
Like a little bit of a Gothic style.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then they have the big beer garden outside.
The
with
massive beer hall
yeah.
tables. I mean, it's like there's not individual tables. There's just massive tables.
Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah. It's like 50 to 60 people per side.
It's so cool. Like it's an experience, honestly, to go to the brewery and sit through that.
I like the whole like giant beer tables, like the beer hall tables. It's a fascinating idea.
I went to a brewery that was right next door to their tasting or their brewery room or whatever, and Old Meck was shut down for the night. And I asked the guy who's tending bar there, I said, "So what's up with Old Meck? Why they closed down?" And he says, "They can." I was like, "What do you mean? That's a big place. Do they fill it up all the time?" He says, "Friday and Saturday, from open to close. It's
you need a day off
wall
after that.
to wall." And that was in the winter.
Yeah.
So,
When
this was September, but I mean, it was. He was saying that they did that in the winter too.
That's great.
When I was training with Crafty back in 2016, we went up there. They took us out for dinner and beer, and it was awesome, man. Like the whole
I hear you,
spread.
Mike. Mike says
That's one thing I gotta hand it to you. Any story about Crafty, the employee meals seem to always check out. Like
Lots of beer, lots of food.
there was definitely when they talk about perks to the job or whatever. We may have our French benefits at the office, like tastings with our reps and things
some
like
nice
that.
little staff meals too.
Yeah, staff meals are much lauded experience. Oh man, sorry, that one just makes me giggle a little.
Speaking of meal, this beer would go good with food.
Absolutely, like almost like most foods. Like this is just
This is a German beer. This beer goes with whatever you're eating.
Rumor has it that some people may picture something like this with a Bavarian pretzel.
Yeah, with some spicy brown mustard
and beer cheese.
and beer cheese. And
But I got to tell you,
brats.
also brats. I had brats last night, still on my palate. Even all the kraut, the roasted vegetable that you could do with it. A true German potato salad would be great with this. But also, I'm just going to throw it out there because I made one before the show. But
Cold
pizza,
sauerkraut.
this would go great with pizza.
German potato salad.
German potato salad would be awesome. I'm
Yeah.
hungry now.
Yes.
There,
yes.
we've done it, and that's just the first
That's
beer.
just the first beer. We better get to
Usually
the
it's
second
the wine where you
Yeah.
I'm out of beer. I don't know what you guys are doing.
I think we're all out. We're just waiting for that one to make
All
this.
right. I'm really excited for Captain Lawrence Brewery. We've done them before on the show. It's definitely like, for me anyways, it's been one of those up and comers. I'm trying to look at something here before we just get too carried away. Does anybody know where they're out of? I do
Captain
know.
Lawrence, I think it's either New York or California.
I'm going to go with Josh. You were correct.
Is it
And
New York
you
and
had
California?
it. Yes, it's New York. Elmsford, New York. I just wanted to double check on that.
That
This is
belch
the
from
Super
Copper's
Duper
not
Friends.
Not that
Honestly,
heavy.
guys, as much as I love IPAs, I picked this because I was pretty sure it was a picture of us on the label. Yeah, he's got glasses. That's definitely Josh.
And the name of the beer is These Guys Hang Out Sometimes?
Rob would definitely wear gold.
That
guy has a cape, so that's me.
Is he tall and nerdy?
Yeah, he's tall and nerdy and has a cape. That's me.
Well, that's not you because you're not nerdy.
I'm pretty sure you're the guy in gold.
You listen to too much Grateful Dead to be nerdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they break that pretty quick.
He's got to be the tall and hippie.
Hey man, what's your favorite track? Well, I couldn't pick just a song, but I'd definitely say like Boston '68.
I just want a little bit.
It's just phenomenal.
That's good.
Yeah, this should prove to be a little bit of a juicer. I have a feeling. I'm just double dry hopped with Citra, Simcoe, and Cashmere hops, Rob. You gonna be all right with that? You want me to pour your beer for you? Or
No,
you
I got it.
Okay.
I was just getting thirsty waiting.
I like the
That's my goal, actually. I would say it worked.
I appreciate the
How do you
level
think
of
they feel at
service.
home?
Oh, it is only 3 guys on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rob. Which one are you? My brother hates this. Like when people watch like The Office, the TV program, and they're like, "Oh, you're such a Pam," you know, or like, "Oh, quit being a Steve." Like the idea that we identify with.
I'm
any
the guy in
single TV
purple with the
character.
glasses.
I normally wear glasses.
I thought that was Josh.
Josh can be the guy in gold.
The guy in gold. He's wearing a gold shirt, so you might have a point.
And then you're wearing green.
And a cape on there. Which, wait, you guys don't see the cape? It was like magically blowing, and
But it's 15 years later.
it sure looks like it. They kept a little bit of their muscles,
So
but they
it's
picked
15
up
years
some
later
pounds.
after we actually started a workout program.
we started. We should do. Hey, the office could have like an outdoor gym, like a Venice Beach style.
No,
Absolutely not.
no.
The yard,
I'm 100% with Rob on this one.
just right next to Shade Tree Landing, just
No.
like a little chain link fence.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk.
No.
Let's talk the
Dudes
beer.
pumping iron.
No.
No, I'd sooner set up a bocce court.
We could take down your Bimini ring game.
No,
Okay, now we're on the same
Hey,
page.
you know-
you won't have to. It'll blow over itself.
Now we're on the same page.
Speaking of workouts, I did make a smoothie the other day with the beef stock and the protein powder.
So I told you he does his job, Rob.
Smoothie with beef stock.
Yeah, instead of coffee, I use beef stock.
He's got his own personal blender he's doing this stuff in, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I totally brought in my own blender from home.
A ninja in his backpack just so he can... He's actually got a little food processor with like a 9-volt, with a 12-volt battery in it.
Jeff says, "Jeez."
Jeez.
It actually
Some
wasn't
ball
bad.
roll in your smoothie set. That's actually what this beer kind of smells like. It's like beefy
As
and
God
citrusy
and Matt
at the
are
same
my
time.
witness, it wasn't bad. Matt tried it too.
Josh might be onto something with his
So what
description.
flavor smoothie?
This is like
Beef.
a mango peach smoothie. It was a beef smoothie.
Yeah, it was beef smoothie.
We have a
So,
coworker
was
who
it
recently had
basically
dental work. Were you doing this for
Not a
her
smoothie,
benefit?
but a coffee drink without coffee, and it had beef broth in it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a smoothie
Well, I mean,
So who do you have to apologize
because there wasn't
that
any
you
fruit
served this
juice
to?
and stuff in it. It wasn't a fruit smoothie.
no.
It was a blended-
It was a beef smoothie.
Blended beef broth drink.
Yeah, it was a blended beef.
I think he's having fun with us, and I think he's describing his opinion of this beer, and he's literally just putting it out in
That
slow
made my
chef
head hurt.
recipe words. Because I'm not going to argue with him that underlying the citrus tone in this beer is like this beefiness, and it looks like a mango peach smoothie.
It's very hoppy just in the nose alone.
Yeah, but I'm not getting any beef.
Not like the way like white onions have that like beefy quality that we always joke about.
No
If you
beef.
cook
No
'em
beef.
if you cook them in water.
No beef.
That's why he
So
Woo!
That I understand why you just took a little. I like this beer. There's several things about it too. Like it's 10%. Comes in a pint can. The label is kick butt. But this is definitely part of the upper Northeast trend on beers. I don't know if it's quite a NEPA. I think we've noticed in New York they do something a little bit different than the typical NEPA.
Is this a collab?
Yeah, it's 3 different breweries. Hence the Super Duper Friends.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so like I said, there's more to this than just a NEPA or a simple hazy imperial. It's far from simple. It's very, very complex.
Jeff wants to know who's going to get inebriated first. My vote is, as long as he keeps drinking the Odin Skull, him.
Yeah. Like whoever smelt it dealt it.
So,
Hey, let's play a game. Every time one of us burps, you have to
I
take a
didn't
drink.
hear the thud, but I'm pretty sure Jeff just fell on his own floor laughing. Like,
I don't know what to think about this, guys.
I remember having one the other day, and it took me a long time to get through it because it's got a lot.
It's heavy.
It's got a lot of body and a lot of crazy flavors going on.
complexity.
I mean, you do have the hop backbone, but then you have this like
Talk about this.
mallow thing.
Talk
going
about
on.
this. Yeah, it is the malt bill,
Yeah, it's
and it's imperial all the way. And I basically think if you peel back that hop layer a little bit, you really just get to like almost like a barley
Turn the
wine
sign off for.
quality. Are we closed yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to sign off for Matt so he doesn't have to freak out about it.
We should just turn it around and have it shine on
and that's
us.
as much of that song as we can sing without getting sued.
That's right. That's right. Less than 3 seconds.
Do you have to give them credit? No.
Not if you do less than 3
Preferably not.
seconds.
So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to
It was
distract from
only
what
like
you
a
were
half
saying, Nick.
tone anyways.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of malt, there's seems like there's some mallow going on there. Like they added some oat flake or something.
I mean, it's pretty basic. They didn't say too much.
This is not really a beer that I can see myself.
I feel like I have to share this.
This isn't something that I go to like 3 beers deep. Like this is when I had it the other day. It was my first beer of the day, which
Yeah.
means it was at 11. And
No, you didn't get off work till 2, dude.
it was
Yeah.
on my.
You haven't employee lunches? Did we not cover this?
You're talking about today?
No.
Oh, okay.
2. Yeah, that's
There's
it.
at least 9 beers on the shelf that you could drink at lunch and still be cool with work.
So no, they do not get into anything other than the hops on this.
I work with all y'all. I can't even lie.
At least.
God.
I can't even pick it apart on the nose. It's so big. It's so huge. There's so much citrus. And then I already know it's like something boozy. There's just like that imperial quality.
lot of
just
boozy,
really
yeah, lot of
stands
boozy.
out.
But this has to be like the first beer I drink. This is not one I go to 3 beers.
So
deep.
despite
it's too heavy.
Despite its light color and the fact that it looks like it could be a 7-pointer or hazy,
That's gonna take me a minute to drink.
it's intimidating. It's like just complex.
I might have to
Which
set it
begs the
aside and come back
question.
to it after the wine.
Do you think it's time to get the rosé out?
Yeah, because I think I might have to set that aside and come back after it.
Popping
After the wine.
bottles.
I'll get right to that.
Now that was a better belch than the copper. That definitely felt a little bit better.
This is a cool
See,
looking
I can
bottle.
drink the copper at any
Oh,
point in
man.
time.
You know, they said they were doing a relabel. And this is an improvement.
Is this the one that tastes like watermelons?
I'll let you know as soon as I open it and pour it.
That's a beautiful label. That is a really nicely done rosé label.
So tonight, for our wine, we're going to do a rosé. It
God.
is rosé season. So we're going to do the Latue Tempranillo Rosé. This is a biodynamic. They spent all the money to get that certification, so they're going to put the little tag on there so that everybody knows it. Which means that everything, and it's vegan, everything in the vineyard is bio-organic, no chemicals, no pests,
I was
control
doing
chemicals.
some research into biodynamic the other day.
Yeah.
Apparently,
It's also about carbon footprint. And
there's a clearly defined set of rules for biodynamic. So, unlike organic that changes from country to country, biodynamic is the same.
transnational law.
Yeah, there are like pseudoscientific things they have to use for it. I just thought that was cool.
Do you recall what any of those things are? I mean,
Like they have to
call you out. I'm just very.
Well, no,
curious.
they have to. There's like a certain kind of compost they have to use, and couple of other things too. They have to follow like lunar and solar cycles for planting.
Planting and harvest, I suppose.
Yeah. And like they can't, depending on the day, they can't water, they can't add nutrients to the soil or something. Like it's super specific. It's basically like following a farmer's almanac.
I've used those a couple times with just backyard gardening, and my God, it's amazing how much it actually will help you.
It's uncanny how they work.
It's just generally good advice. I'm probably one of the
Bob
best
Clayton
things they do
Sr.
is
is watching.
tell you how the
Hello,
weather's
Bob.
gonna interact
How you
with
doing,
those
buddy?
cycles. Nice.
Like I said, this is 100% Tempranillo. This is a Spanish rosé from Don Quixote's home region area, La Mancha. 100% Tempranillo. Normally they'll do a blend just to balance stuff out because Tempranillo can be a little bit tannic even in a rosé. So
If you drink enough of this, you can get caught on a windmill.
Yeah. Or at least getting, I don't know. I do know I just will go way too far with that metaphor. Do you know I had to read Don Quixote in Spanish?
Jeff says, I may be getting drunk.
No, do
enough.
not get anything out of your
enough.
trunk, Jeff.
Yeah, leave your trunk alone.
Leave the trunk alone.
It's a good idea to leave your spare tire in the trunk.
Somebody said strawberries about this, right?
I didn't even get
Strawberry
to
and
the nose.
watermelon.
'Cause-
and like legit melon.
On the nose,
Woo! Yes,
that
this is.
that is really nice. It's pure, like you said, watermelon. I get strawberry. I get
melon
both.
for sure, in all the positive ways. Just
Yeah,
Straw melon.
yeah. This is definitely
Wasn't there a kiwi straw melon fruit beverage
Kiwi straw melon.
when we grew up that we all drank? I think it was blended with tea.
But they need to bring Mystics back.
Mystics. No.
good creaminess there too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is...
Got a little bit of vibrant acid on the back. More side palate than back, but this is your hot afternoon porch pounder.
This is a good rosé.
I got to hand it to Rob. Rob made a really good call here. And that takes a challenge. The fact that this thing is just holding its own, following up Super Duper Friends, that speaks wonders. This is such a well done rosé.
I also think we kind of nailed the temp on this one.
Oh, that's also
Not too
beautiful.
cold.
Yeah, not too cold, but I'll tell you, chill this sucker down just a little bit. Give me some hard cheese.
That Manchego?
Yeah.
That we have?
Manchego
yeah.
would be good. I would like this with Gruyere.
Oh.
Because Gruyere,
I
love
And I'm
Gruyere.
gonna sit on the porch and just drink
Gruyère's
and
almost like a
laugh at
funky
the people
cheddar,
driving
right?
as they are coming home from work because I've already been home long enough to have a bottle of wine.
That sounds fun. I should try that one day. I should just sit in because we got a camping chair on the front porch.
We should try it out here. Hey!
We could have
I just want to wave at my
we could have the
neighbors.
bleachers set up, and it just aims at the highway, and you just sit in the bleachers and drink
and
and
wave
wave
at
at the
cars.
highway.
I'll drink out of a plastic tumbler on my front porch and wave at all my neighbors as they go by.
That sounds really.
Do you
fun.
have a lot of neighbors that drive by?
Surprisingly, yes.
You guys,
Like, our whole neighborhood's blowing up, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you guys are just making jokes about the Lemonade Frisbee League. Yeah, I'd never told you about that one.
Frisbee
Yeah, I
League?
lived on Neal Avenue in Columbus, Ohio, which those
No,
familiar know. it's a
we wouldn't be
beautiful
making a
spot.
joke about it because we have no clue about it.
Oh, we put a sign in the yard while we were drinking on the porch, and it advertised a Lemonade Frisbee League. And so everybody jogging by would stop and ask about the Lemonade Frisbee League. And it was really just it was basically putting a moving sign in your yard just to get neighbors to stop by and talk.
So I'm going to say the strawberry and melon that are on the nose carry over to the palate. There's this creaminess that comes in on the palate as well. Little acid on the side for me. Other than that, though, that's it. That's not a bad thing.
No, not for a porch pounding wine.
This is a sit me in the hot sun and give me something to drink.
I get a little bit of like a raspberry lemonade type feel on this too, and I think that gets into
I
that,
can get
like,
the lemonade
the red
part of
fruit,
it just because of a little tartness acid on the side.
and then just that tartness acidity that you're talking
Yep.
about right there.
Yeah, I mean, this would go great with me watching my dog play around in the grass in the backyard while I'm listening to Ween and it's hot. And
No
I'm
ween.
This fly is making me feel like Mike Pence right now.
The flies make me feel like I'm listening to Ween.
I
getting
gotta
sick.
ask. I gotta ask. Is it called rosé or rosada? Because
This one is on the bottle as rosé.
that's interesting because and they told us they were doing a whole relabel with this because I remember the whole fact that more like a black label from Latue.
Made with organic
We
grapes.
got a Tempranillo Rosada, and it was very good, very reminiscent of this, but it was a little bit darker, a little bit more amber in its tone, and it didn't have all the floral
If I
notes.
recall, the Rosado had to have so many days on skin, and it had to be so many days in barrel
It's yeah,
to be a
okay,
Rosado.
because it's even like it's a past participle to say like auto. It's like a aged, rose aged.
So,
So
Josh,
this is very
I'm,
nice.
I'm going to say, I think Josh would really like this wine because this is one that he can get thoroughly inebriated off of a few bottles of this and then call them.
Oh, we do have that. We need the new
so-
cord to put the phone plug in. We just
Because,
call them
see,
right now.
One of Josh's favorite things when he gets inebriated off wine, of course, it might be because there's a little
That could be a
encouragement for
great
me.
segment for the show.
Okay,
Might be with a little encouragement for me.
a
Is,
little encouragement. I'm glad we're down to that side.
I showed you the cork that had the phone number on it. That's all it took.
After we try each of these, we just turn to Josh to say, "Okay, which one do you want to call?"
Yeah, who are you calling now?
Absolutely, yeah. But I'm glad we're downplaying the encouragement.
Hey,
yes,
so it's Spain. So what time is it there?
Were you like a prank caller when you were young? Like you would like?
no.
Okay.
They might be getting ready to get up. It's Spain, right?
I think Matt just Irish goodbye us.
Well,
I didn't hear the
we
bell.
are advertising.
That's part of how he does it. What is he, a gnome?
So-
He doesn't have bells on his heel. You just hear a hinge squeak, and a car starts.
4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's about 5 in the morning in Spain.
Fine. So they're starting to pick grapes right
So it
now.
might be a good time to call them.
I'm not doing that. I'm not drunk enough to do that yet.
There's worse times to call Spain, like 3 in the afternoon.
Waking them up from their siesta. Because
Can we talk about
I've
adding
got
the
mad
siesta in my
appreciation
day?
for any like national culture which encourages you to take a nap. All right, I'm sorry. That's just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh told me he was going home to take a nap today, and he comes back and he says, "I ate a sandwich."
And took a nap.
And then took a nap. He told me that. He's like, I
put
went
on a
home
great.
and took a great. He's like, I went home and made a great little sandwich and then took a great nap.
I put a Netflix documentary on about the dude that armored that bulldozer and drove it through the town.
On a
I seem to
positive
remember
note,
Yeah,
the Cubs are
2004,
only down
he
one.
He had a basket. He welded himself shut inside the bulldozer and just ransacked the town. I mean, it's a tragic story, but I mean, he did turn it into a tank. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I wonder, does swatting the flies break the fourth wall, Rob?
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually acknowledging them, and that means that they're real.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, Mike Pence knows it's
I
not
would-
real. That's how he did it. That's
I would maintain.
it's just not real.
I would maintain that the flies are nothing more than tulpas. They're like psychosocial, like manifestations of our collective consciousness in this room.
There were
They were-
several pieces of Charlie work today that
I
had
know
me
they were so
convinced.
good this afternoon, and then the bug guy showed up to spray, and they just got crazy bad.
They're not real. We are just making them real the more we think about them.
Okay, because they are getting bigger.
Believe me, whatever you told the pest guy to do, and between what I did out back there today, I'm pretty sure the flies got evicted. And this is just protest going around.
Just protest.
And in another 15 days, we'll be able to file.
All right. All right, so
Like I said, they're not real.
They're just not real.
Don't think about them. They're not real.
all right, guys.
Man, I like this wine. It has, you talked about that mallow in the beer. I feel like this has a little
Yeah,
bit of a
I agree too.
softness. Tempranillo
creaminess
always
right
does,
there,
but yeah, like a creaminess to that.
I really
Tempranillo to me doesn't when it's a straight red, it doesn't normally have a lot of mallow to me. It's a big tannic wine.
What's the typical aging method on red Tempranillo? Is it like barreled out? Is it earthen? Or...
A lot of times it's barreled out. This is 6 months in steel.
I thought they stored it in chorizo.
No, Josh, no chorizo.
Well, what
They
would
use it to make chorizo.
what would Don Quixote do? That's really what you have to ask yourself with Latue.
He would-
WWDKD.
He would stab
DQD.
2 barrels and then the windmill and take around in a circle.
I guess if he did WWDKD, it'd be what would Don King do?
Nobody talks about the next chapter where he simply just got caught by a laundry lady for like attacking clotheslines.
Baby dragons.
I don't know. It's just baby steps. I also
There's not a song about baby dragons.
All right, so
don't think they exist.
Jeff is blaming you for him getting drunk. He said it was the beef smoothie. I blame the beef smoothies.
Oh yeah, he probably
Just
tried to make
because
one.
I suggest something doesn't mean you should try it at home, guys. Just remember that.
Don't do this at home.
Just because I drink
We are
a beef-
trained professionals. Do not attempt this at home.
Just because I'm dumb enough to drink a beef smoothie doesn't mean you should.
That was solid. The viewers at home, anybody with headphones on, just got their like brains burped out.
I can't honestly advise anyone to do that.
So, do we have anything positive? What kind of foods with
Except
Tempranillo
cheese.
Rosé? Just cheese.
Oh
You
yeah,
was going with it from
maybe
the beginning.
maybe a little baguette, but I mean, there's some type of bread with it.
Yeah, I was thinking toasted bread, like not quite flat bread, but like somewhere between, like really fresh handmade, like outdoor oven roasted, like tortilla flat bread.
What's going to be good Spanish bread? I mean,
Spanish red, like wine?
huh?
What?
Bread or
Bread.
bread?
Oh, bread.
Yeah, I'm going with Tempranillo here, anyways.
That's
So,
wine, not bread.
Yeah, that's why I
Say
said
red or bread.
I'm pretty sure he said bread, but if he said red, I'm gonna stay on the subject.
No. I said bread. So cheese and bread.
I mean, they probably have baguettes in Spain. They're just not called baguettes because it's Spain.
So instead of French bread, Spanish bread. Okay, I'm there with you. I like it.
Pon del
think-
fill in the
I
blank.
think they typically it's brown bread.
Okay, I'm
in
there with
Spain.
you. I want some of that, and I want some good hard dry
Pon
cheese.
de Rondo. I don't know.
This is just there's too much to do to Rob with this one. Like I can't compete.
You make it
Drop-
with NyQuil. It's what? Pon de Noche?
I'm pretty sure that's just pond.
So
These jokes really pond.
So this kind of reminds me of a little tasteless joke on Chicago PD this morning. I watch Chicago PD every now and then, and they
More of a Blue Bloods guy, but yeah, it's cool.
They opened up a big tank full of cash, and one of the junior officers like, in Mexico they call that Latue Money-o.
Latue. Ejectocito, bro.
I know, and you know what? So every other character that was in the scene looked at the guy like,
Dude,
what?
That's why you don't go off script.
That's literally like every time I try and tell a joke here.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
No. You know how you told a joke at the office is you're like, why is everybody laughing at me? You're like, yeah, it's fine. It's good. Now, if you walk in here with like something written on your cuff, you think it's just going to hit. Oh boy, get ready for it.
It's like my terrible jokes. It's like I wish they'd bring the draft back.
Yeah.
Ernie just
$2
checked.
off on Thursday.
Ernie just checked in. Jeff said pita bread, and he's like, great, a cop joke.
Pita bread.
And then Ernie checked in. Big Ern.
What's up?
Hey, Jeff, I don't know if you missed Matt's birthday. He's old now, 28. He brought in donuts for everybody. So
No, he bought them on Saturday when the girl came in from the market.
Yeah, Matt and I both bought donuts.
Where did she? Was that like
It's one of those
volunteer thing?
It's one of those charity things where
Okay.
they sell $5 for a.
That's okay. I mean,
dozen
was it
donuts.
charity associated with the market?
No, it was just
She just came in.
some girl.
I'm pretty sure the only reason why
You know how it
it's
goes.
charity is because I'm hungry and I get food.
I came in and she was walking out and she's like, buy a box of donuts. I said, no, thank you. She's like, oh, that's sad. And then walked out.
That's great. Sign her up. I could use help like that in the wine room.
And then I walk in and two people have already bought a box of donuts
Yeah,
each, so we still have donuts today.
There were only 4 of us here. We bought 24 donuts.
It took like 4 days for us to eat, and we had every cop in town ate like a buffet of donuts.
think
And I gotta hand it to
we
you.
still have donuts.
Anybody who tells you that BSL police are not
Surprisingly,
real
we still have
police,
donuts, as many as Rob was eating this morning.
I had,
to
yeah.
the contrary.
I'm not gonna be shy. I had none. I had one the other day, and then I had 3 today.
Those
Krispy Kreme's just one of those things, dude. You start eating it, it's like, I could probably have another one.
Yeah.
those men and women put down their share of donuts.
When?
And I thank you for their services.
When
This weekend when we all had donuts.
are you making fun of them?
No.
All right, good.
There's no reason to make fun of any person eating a Krispy Kreme.
Why?
Because they're that good.
Like, it's not like a kid standing in the rain,
No,
just
you
like
can-
throwing mud at
no,
himself,
you
and
can
you're like,
make
look how
fun
much
of-
fun he's having. How is that possible?
You can make fun
No,
of
these were
people.
cops eating donuts. It was beautiful.
If they're eating Dunkin' Donuts, you can make fun of them, but not Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, one of them said I wouldn't be caught dead in a Dunkin' Donuts, which also explains why they work in BSL and not we live.
Yeah, because they don't have to wear body armor to go in. Never mind.
Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
God.
Anyways, I do thank you guys for your services and you tuned in. So
Yeah, anybody that's willing to put
And
themselves
including
on the
you,
line.
Jeff. Yes, including you.
Absolutely, Jeff. Anyone willing to put themselves in a line.
we
of
have your
danger.
just
donut.
had to throw it out there.
Oh, here he goes.
Wait for it.
I'm good. We're gonna handle that one off camera there, Jeff.
It's just, we don't post the comments on the video because sometimes the timing with the audio and the video
Jeff
it
said
just
stop
doesn't
talking about
time
donuts.
up.
He's getting hungry.
And
That's amazing.
All right, so
If you're craving donuts and you have a beef smoothie, I promise it will kill your craving for donuts.
yeah, don't if you want donuts, don't have a beef smoothie.
Look, I grew up in a town where
And if
they
you-
folded
if
up
you
the
are
sidewalks
just
at
checking
7
on
p.m.
Lisa, and you don't know the story about the beef smoothie,
You just
You're
gonna
just
have to
gonna
watch
have
a
to
YouTube. Yeah.
because I don't want to relive that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a
It
recipe.
was traumatic the first time around.
It's a recipe the office does not endorse.
Yes, it's not a secret recipe of the office. All right, guys, do you want to get back to? Do you want to do some reviews,
I think it might be time.
prices?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Ooh,
So I think the first one we had up was the OMB copper.
I'll start with this one.
I just noticed something. They still have that on their back label.
Not.
Not for individual sale. Oops.
I need to call Miles and be like, hey,
I know where to put the price tag.
yeah.
Oops. I have to
Miles.
honestly say with Copper, everyone knows when I'm going to rate this beer. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. This beer hasn't changed from the first time I've ever had it, which for beers like this is really cool. This is not a beer you want to change year by year. This is literally an exercise in consistency.
Yeah.
This is a delicious, drinkable beverage. I've loved it ever since I was too young to drink. I didn't buy it from OMB at that time. I'm not going to get them in trouble.
That's right. You gave cash to your roommates, and they bought it.
No, the bar manager would let me count the beer inventory and then magically break a 6-pack.
How many did you drop today?
I thought you weren't going to
Well,
get
you had
anybody
to
in
break
trouble,
the
dude.
6-pack because
didn't say-
they're not labeled for individual
I didn't say
sale.
the restaurant I was working at. Come on,
Does that mean it
guys.
has no barcode on it? That's all that actually means.
Okay.
See, there's no barcode.
Okay. I'm still going to give Miles a hard time tomorrow.
Yeah, but I will say this beer is just delicious. If you haven't had it, you should totally try some Copper. It is a really cool beer. It's been around for a while. It's hard to beat.
Nick?
Honestly, here I'm going to take a whole different route at it, but it still ends up in the same point. 2 thumbs up. Old Mac, I love this, and I'm drinking your Vienna Lager right now because it's my palate cleanser, and I'm not rating this beer. It's just not fair. We don't rate 4 beers without a little bit of tongue in cheek, but it's more that like same great quality, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. So even if you're wondering, well, Copper's not my favorite, we'll try some other Old Mac and get into it because these guys are amazing. Here's why I'm 2 thumbs. Next time, some guy from some state up north starts talking about, hey, where's the pride of Youngstown? Get me a Yinling. I'm gonna hand him an Old Mac Copper, and he'll probably never drink a Yinling again.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, but
Here's my deal. I realize alt beer, aged ale, is slightly different than whatever that other thing lager is. But alt beer is awesome beer. I don't know how it directly translates. Josh said old beer. If old is awesome, then that's what that means. I love everything about this. Began with the pull top cab. It was like this whole new sound. I knew instantly something else of a new kind of craft quality was happening.
This was just fun.
It's $2.75.
yeah.
It's bottom end price for us. So it's like to get this kind of just dependable, beautiful malt bill. This can hold up with any food that I'm having. It's an amazing feeling to really just get back to this authentic quality beer. It doesn't send hops into new directions. It doesn't do magical new things with the malt. It actually does like exactly that, which is beer we fell in love with even before we knew we were old enough to have them. It's just
So 2 on that guy?
2 thumbs up.
So I'm close to you guys. I'm not quite at 2. I'm going to go 1.8. I think it's an excellent beer. I don't have anything really negative to say about it. I just don't think it's quite at 2 for me. I do appreciate the heck out of it. I think it was a very nice, easy drinking beer. It was just like the Vienna Lager. It's a beer. It's a beer flavored beer. There's no overwhelming hops, no big, huge malt tones. It's just a beer flavored beer. So if you are looking for everyday to drink beer flavored beer, either one of these guys are going to be up your alley. And their Mecklenburg, their Oktoberfest is also phenomenal.
Mecklenburg
I can't wait to get that.
And we got Captain Jack's Pilsner in there too.
We got the Pilsner in too.
Yeah, whether you want that bitey
Light-
lager,
lighter
the light
Pilsner,
lager,
yep.
or you want the aged lager, or aged ale.
They're all good.
Josh and I were splitting hairs over alt beer, and it's weird.
You're not going to go.
I will challenge you on the Yingling though, because those guys that come down from Pennsylvania, I mean, they're weaned on Yingling from the teat. So I mean,
You don't think that the Copper's going to do it for him?
when you compare it to Yingling to them, you're going to insult them. You're
It's
just going
like-
to say here's something comparable.
It's akin to trying to get a Bud Light guy to drink Miller.
So
It doesn't work.
Hey, if somebody doesn't follow my advice, that might happen next Tuesday.
yeah. Hey, but still, I think it's a solid beer. I look forward to having all their. I think we got just about their entire line in as it is. And then when their Oktoberfest comes out, their Marzen is excellent. So and I'm pretty sure they have a Christmas ale too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, they'll have a place on our shelf. 1-8 from me. Nick, you want to start us off on the Super Duper Friends?
Super Duper Friends. Still got a couple sips left. I know typically we down our beers, move on to the next. Both Rob and I ended up a little sipper of this. So I'm just going to take a little sip. Because that's about all I can do with this beer. I love gulping the heck out of some big IPAs. But this is like... For 10%, it feels like it's like a 13.5er or something. You know, it's just big. It's big like Wilmington. Wilma's Wandering Eye from Double Barley. Like this is in that vein. Just that's not a hazy. That's just gotta compare it really. But you know, as I let this sit and come to temp, it really does have that warming feel of the way just imperial ales are. The hop profile. Initially, it was just huge and biting. Now it's just this little like citrus trail, which kind of gets into what I really felt was it was a very aromatic experience in the beginning, and then as it flattens out in the end, we just get this hazy, slightly sudsy imperial go, and it's really fun. It's a huge ale, and we want to share it with our friends, and I think that's
In
why
case
they
you
call
don't
it
know,
Super Duper Friends.
Nick's watching the Cubs while he's trying to give his review.
that was a home run.
Josh, it turned out it was only a double, but Josh was right. There's some awesome stuff just happened. Contreras. Thank you. I haven't said anything about it the whole night. I did mic check. I called the game a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
So,
Go
what did
Cubbies.
you say your rating was on this?
I didn't yet, and I think I'm still a little undecided. So I might even like this. I'm just gonna throw an asterisk. I might amend this score, but I like this beer, but it's not getting a giant rating for me, and I feel like it's like a 1.6. And it's a great experience, great label, the whole collaboration. Great thing to share with your friends. Definitely going to be a part of a couple 6-packs of mine, as long as it's on the shelf. That's another thing. I noticed
We're selling it.
This started moving, and that might be why I'm just letting you know about it while it's still here.
Yeah.
So I guess 1.6. I'm gonna
1.6.
stick with it.
Josh?
All right. So, first thing I got to say is I love this label. It's obviously 3 brewers in what they wish they looked like.
I was going to say, but they all have the same...
After they drink one of these,
They
this
all
is
have the
what they
same
look like in
haircut
their
and the
mind.
same beard.
Yeah, because all
Because that's how brewers look in New York.
that's how brewers look in general. That's why when Anna was asking, like, why did they all look like you? It's like, because I look like a brewer. I mean, like, I've got some weight right here. I got a beard. Like,
They don't have the weight right there.
well, if you took away,
They move the weight up.
Listen, don't be surprised if Danny comes by trying to sell you a piece of clothing.
Which Danny?
Marley's Danny.
Oh God, no, I'm not that big.
I mean, come.
Really not.
He has really good ideas. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Okay.
I have no idea, and I think we need to move on.
Yeah.
I believe he was calling it the Myrtle.
Wow. No, so label's super cool. The beer is a cool concept. I'm gonna give it a 1.2, and that's about as high as I can go with this, just from personal preference. It was hard enough for me to drink a full one when I had it the other day.
Is that what happened to you?
This is not my style of beer. If you really like hazy IPAs, super imperial IPAs, and just
We do know some guys like that.
now Bruce would be all over this.
He's
without a
probably
doubt.
he's gonna be mad. Like, what the heck are you boys talking about, eh?
Yeah, no. I mean, when I drink something like this, it makes me think of Bruce. It's not my flavor palette, but if you really like stuff like this is going to be a great call for you. What's the price point on this guy?
Six.
Six.
Is it
So,
six even or six? Okay,
6 even.
It's a little pricey, but I mean, it is an Imperial, so you're getting your money's worth.
It's same price as a pint beer. So
It's cheaper than the new Anthem.
I think that price point is something we should get used to for pint cans, especially high gravity.
Well, we're already paying what, like $100 for a board of plywood. Man,
Hey,
so-
don't get me started.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's
gas
a
is
shout
going
out to
up,
New York.
Gas is going up. Plywood's expensive. Some beers are $6 now.
Well, you're not supposed to complain after drinking beers like this.
Yeah, no. So 1.2 for me. I think it's a solid triple hazy IPA, which like is not even a style that exists, but cool concept. Just not a beer for me. You know.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't say it's made bad because if I like this style of beer more, I'd probably like it more.
So I feel you, Josh. Like, well, it's not necessarily in Josh's six pack. He knows exactly who to recommend this to.
Oh, yeah, sure. So you said 1-2, right? Yeah. I'm going to be really close on you on this. 1-2-5 for me. Had the big hop forward flavor in the beginning. Big citrus nose. What threw it for me was that mallow, that whatever was going on there that made it really thick and viscous on the palate. That made it hard for me to drink. And I think maybe we're just used to a thinner beer that we can drink quicker. Mm-hmm. Which possibly it was there so that mallow or whatever the thickness is there to slow us down because it's 10%. Maybe, I don't know. That would be putting a lot of thought into it.
No more thought than the label.
I will say I do
together.
like the whole concept of these three guys were brewing friends from the very beginning and helped each other out. And one of them has a brewery in New York, one has a brewery in Florida, and I'm not sure where Industrial Arts is at. But they're all still with breweries and helping each other out and doing collaborations like this. And this was their work of art to each other, I think. I almost think that maybe they each brewed their own and then blended.
Or they, it could be that. It could be they brewed their own and decided on what they wanted to
Garnerville,
put in the
New
final
York.
one.
So 2 New York and then to Florida. Okay.
It's a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, it expresses the fact that they've been friends for forever, and they are, they've always has been, and they always will be the super duper friends. But as far as a beer, that booziness comes out a lot for me, and it does, really hit me right behind that malolactic flavor. Now, I don't know, maybe the mallow is driven by the booziness. I'm not sure. But it really slowed me down, and it's making it a long drink for me.
There's the last sip.
I will say, the Belch was a heck of a lot better on that one than the Copper.
Yeah.
You got the. It turns out Industrial Arts Brewing in Gurneville is the campus. The brewing campus is a pre-Civil War complex that plants firmly in history. They say proud brewing tradition.
Oh, cool.
Are they saying that like back in the day, like Civil War soldiers were getting this beer? Like I don't know what they're saying.
They weren't making a beer like this back in the Civil War days.
No, if Industrial Arts Brewing was making beer pre-Civil War, it was.
They like shrub back then, guys. Cider was huge.
So moving on to the Latue, right?
Yeah.
So Spanish, Rosé Tempranillo, Latue, bioorganic, vegan. What else can we say about it?
You had me until you said vegan.
Yeah, so
It's right on the Hudson River.
they use no animals to make this wine, and they use
Off the Palisades.
no chemicals. So
I like beef stock in my wine.
and it's from La Mancha in Spain. So there inevitably is going to be some guy running into a windmill or every now and then. That's just if you don't know, that's just a genetic thing in La Mancha. Some guy's going to run into a windmill.
Oh, it's a
Truth. It's the truth.
It is.
Look
but,
it up. It's the truth. It's a wiki thing. I saw it.
Rob, it's literally right by West Point.
La Mancha?
No, the whatever.
La Mancha's like on the other side of the ocean from West Point.
He's talking about industrial arts.
Yeah, dude.
Come on, stick with the current running joke.
Get with the times, Nick.
Oh, I can't. I'm telling you guys, I have a feeling that they're behind this.
Find some guy running into a windmill in La Mancha. Come on, hit it for me.
You want me to really? I promised I wouldn't tell these jokes tonight.
So,
are you sure he didn't just get in a fight with a Dutchman?
yeah. So the wine itself, a lot of melon, a lot of strawberry on the nose. On the palate, that strawberry melon carries through. A little bit of creaminess and some tart acid on the side palate. We said it in the review. This is a porch pounder. This is a hot day. Give me a glass. Give me some cheese and some bread. And I'm going to sit out and I'm going to wave at the cars passing by, and hoot and holler at them because I'm drinking wine and they're not.
There's a good chance I'll be throwing stuff on the grill after I try this, and I might even still have some of it left when I get like those first bites.
You won't put your hand on the grill.
My hand.
And you confuse it with something else. So, I really dig this wine. What we didn't get into in the review, price point on this wine is $13. That pushes up to $175 for me, guys.
$175. That's exactly where I came in on this. This is one of my true favorite rosés, and why? Because as much as I love a Provincial, I love just a North Country rosé. I even just love some coastal blending.
And big difference between a Provence and this. I mean, Provence is really dry.
Yeah, but this is just something. This is almost like for people who look at wine and they think, I want to try a rosé. And they've like tried wine and they know they want to drink wine, but they don't know how to get into it. This is a rosé that is just a welcoming front door. There is just this beautiful fruit note on here. Everything about this is sunny weather. And it's going to basically leave you, it's like a gastrique. This is just going to leave you with a palate for food and what's next. The fact, slap on that biodynamic label, which the EU does not take lightly. They enforce that. Like, the penalties for saying you're biodynamic when you're not, it is like, and then like you will like gain status and not, you rake the leaf the wrong way. Like, that's what Josh was talking about with
There's
the
a
compost.
particular yoga instructor that comes in here looking for bio-organic wines.
Yeah.
She needs to be... in fact,
Yeah.
I think she drank the Latue
And just to be
Tempranillo.
clear, when Rob says bio-organic, he's talking about two categories simultaneously, organic and biodynamic. Which, if you go biodynamic, typically you're going to meet most of the standards for organic, but like Josh said, in different jurisdictions, there's going to be slightly different.
Organic can change. Biodynamic does stay the same.
That's right.
Internationally.
What it does mean is these are people who are taking care of the earth.
Yes, Mally, I
while
do
they
believe
make
it's your
a
type
good-
of wine.
While they make a quality, healthy product. And I have to say it because just like the Old Mac beer is brewed to the Reinheitsgebot, as he mentioned, Latue is just done to a purity level where we're talking about just grapes and wine.
Yep.
And lots of love and labor in between.
The fact that this comes in at 13 blows my mind.
So did I? Yeah, 175. I'm solid on that.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite rosés. It has been. I even love the Rosado when we get it, the black label. The label on this thing is just beautiful. The cotton papyrus with the little purple flower definitely nails that little bit of a floral nose you get that just feeds you into fruit land. What do you think, Josh?
So I gotta say, I gotta reserve like my 2.0s mostly for rosés, for like Tavels and things like that. Just, Rob, that's actually one of the first things Rob and I ever talked about before we realized we knew each other. It's like, oh, I love Tavel rosés.
That's great. I met Rob over Vino Verde, and you met him over Tavel Rosé. So this is hilarious.
So I have reserved a lot of my 2.0s for rosés for like really good Tavels. That's my personal palate. So I'm gonna agree with you guys on this one. 1.75.
Yes.
Without a doubt. $13 for a rosé of this quality that is organic grapes and biodynamic. Like this literally checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Like if you have like requirements for drinking wine, like this checks all of the boxes. Like it's hard to find something to complain about with this.
Yeah. Like everything Josh just said, there's a good chance that this hits our shelves and just stays on the shelf for a little bit.
And this is also going to be.
And I don't mean like we're not selling it. Like we just keep getting more.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing to keep in mind too, with everything going on, the sweetness is coming from RS, residual sugars, natural sugars, not added sugar.
Not like chaptalization or anything like that with added sugar.
So if you have somebody that can't have the big sugar and wine, like we had a gentleman yesterday, and we steered him towards a Chablis, we probably could have steered him towards this too.
Now, I will say in my head, I'm just picturing like an elderly Spanish couple sitting in La Mancha drinking this on a porch.
And he gets up and
Watching a tourist like start running into a windmill and
picks
getting
a
caught.
stick up and goes after windmill, yeah.
Just what? Oh, we got tourists in town again, honey. Or however you would say that in Spanish, in La Mancha. I don't know that.
Don't, Nick.
Don't.
It's called the War of Spanish Secession.
Okay.
I think this is a phenomenal wine, especially for the $13 price tag. Like, that is hard to beat for a decent rosé. There are any number of other rosés for the same price point that are disgusting.
And we have rosés that are up through the $30 price point, and I would put this up against any of them.
Yeah, this holds its own. Absolutely.
It literally
without a doubt.
goes like against the glass. Like it holds its own.
I mean, this is a solid wine. Like, if you like rosés, even if you don't like rosés, this is honestly one where I would try it if you don't like rosés.
I think also this would be a good introductory rosé for those who are coming off of the
street wine,
the horrid White Zinfandel kick.
You know, this is like I think this is what they were trying to go after, but I honestly, people can get mad at White Zinfandel, but I think it was like a palate developer.
The only good thing with White Zinfandel is it introduced the United States to wine.
That's right. That's exactly what
Bartles
it did.
and James and their White Zinfandel and their
Cool
jug
it,
Chardonnay.
Visit, lighter,
And-
darker,
yep.
whatever. Call it Beaucoup without the alcohol. I just want some grapes.
Yep. And you can't knock Bartles and James for doing that. They were a leader in
Fuzzy Navel was
mass-produced
like
wine for the U.S.
every movement starts somewhere.
That's right.
And you can never, ever hate on people. who
But
start
now that our palates have developed, it's time to graduate to real rosé, not White Zinfandel, because that's not rosé.
Well, I worked at a produce stand not because I loved sugar, but because I loved the fruit. I love the essence of fruit, the labor that went into it, the delivery of it, everything about that. And wine enjoyed in open air, plein air, as this rosé could be, is just to me an incredible experience. And then really knowing that I'm taking part in biodynamic labors on this earth is really cool. That literally drinking this wine not only will make me feel better, but actually is like making the earth feel better and those who get to participate with it and all of that. So
it's like music taste, you know. Like when I was young, I listened to Limp Bizkit and Creed, and then I grew into listening to Metallica.
I want to see that mixtape, Limp Bizkit and Creed next to each other.
So with that analogy, I think we're probably going to wrap it up this week. Josh, you have something you want to say normally?
Absolutely. If you are watching this on YouTube and not on Facebook, please do remember that we can always use more beef stock because beef smoothies don't make themselves. And so if you kindly bring in a quart or two.
I'll be honest, we might have some beef stock or beef broth in a cup as you walk in and you think it's coffee, because we do actually like that here.
It's been a running trend. Odds are, if you see me drinking a small coffee, it's probably just beef broth.
But that's actually stage one to the employee lunch program. Is you have to down a pint glass of Bovril.
Yeah.
We have some dog beers on hand if you're just feeling shy. They're only 8 ounces. They're like hospital sodas.
Like Fago.
Like Shasta. Yeah.
Shasta and Fago. That's a good one. Shasta
All right.
versus Fago.
Back to them bringing us beef broth.
Outside
That's
of
like
that,
DC versus
if you are
Marvel.
watching us on YouTube, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you don't tell us what you're thinking, we don't really know how you're reacting. So don't hesitate to tell us what you think.
Not just what you think, but what are you drinking now?
Well, yeah, we'd also like to know what you were drinking.
So, Jeff, you're still on. We know you're drinking the Odin Skull. More power to you, and hope you make it through the night.
He could be asleep and just forgot to
No,
log out.
he just said he wanted to wish us a safe night.
Yes.
And
Thanks, Jeff.
Appreciate
Lisa,
it, Jeff.
my good friend Mally, yes, you would like this wine, and you can tell us what you're drinking now in our YouTube
That's right.
podcast. So we will see you next week. Have a good one.
And also, fish stock makes terrible smoothies.
Good night.